Tony. I want to play a game.
Scrabble, but 2 rules. No 2-letter words, and also no stupid things like putting an X and an I down and saying, oh look, it's some Cantonese language thingy. English only.
For more than 4 decades you've sought validation. From your classmates, your colleagues, your puny number of YouTube subscribers.
A little bit near the knuckle, to be honest.
Well, today, you face the ultimate test. The validation you seek, the redemption, comes from within. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Your task is simple. Beat an AI equivalent of yourself to prove your worth. If you can provide better answers to these travel Q&As than the AI, then you will pass your test and set yourself free. Live or AI, you decide.
I just watched that back, and it's atrocious. Sorry about that. I thought I'd try and do something a bit different, a bit creative, tap into my creative juices, because guess what? I first started making videos when I was a teenager. That's right, in the VHS era. I think I might actually have my old A-level media studies video I did, which was quite funny, I think. I might dig that out and re-show it to a modern audience. Those modern audiences, of course. But today I am talking about the hot topic. It's artificial intelligence, of course, and if a bit like me, you're 45 years or over, which I know most of you are, just looked at my demographics and nearly 60% of you are 45 years old or over. So welcome to the club. Go Boomers. I'm actually Gen X, but close enough. I chose artificial intelligence for a couple of reasons. Obviously, everyone's talking about it. 2, I have started to use a little bit in my, or a lot of it in my images for my thumbnails, because I think it's quite creative and it would take forever to do that myself. So I'm not going to dismiss AI as being totally useless. The 3rd reason, I'm actually starting to get a little bit of AI specific content, like YouTube videos, coming through my feed, mainly on stoicism and Sigma male. So clearly the algorithm thinks I'm some kind of simp. But it's really interesting because you start to, sometimes if you're not actually paying attention, you're just sort of scrolling through and hang on, this sounds very weird. The thing that gets me is the weird monotonous voice that they tend to have, that's pitch perfect and doesn't fluctuate or show the slightest hint of humanity, which upsets me. So I thought I might even one day, I'll see about trying an experiment to see whether my content as me, Analog Anthony, is actually less well received than the AI stuff. But for a bit of fun, I thought I would go head to head with an AI algorithm on some travel advice, answering some of those common questions that are thrown up. A couple of parameters here. I am just going to pick some questions at random from Google, so nothing is going to be scripted. In addition, I'm going to use Copilot, Microsoft's AI software, because it's installed on my system to answer the questions. I'm not going to put any of those sneaky little ways to get it to answer stupidly, so I'm going to make sure it's legitimate, honest answers. And I will be using Clipchamp, which is this not particularly good video software from Microsoft, to use a text to audio, so you'll be able to hear the person. So I thought we'd make it a little bit more personal. As I said, I'm over 45, so I'm an analog, a dinosaur, analog Anthony. So let me introduce you to AI Anthony. AI Anthony, over to you.
Before I prove that I know infinitely more about travel than this flawed humanoid, if you'd like to see more of Tony's midlife crisis play out over YouTube, please like and subscribe.
Well, that's a great start, isn't it? The bot version of me is actually better looking, has more hair, fewer wrinkles, looks thinner and generally better than me. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a bad start, isn't it? Anyway.
Thanks, Anthony. Welcome to our exciting travel Q&A series, hosted by the vibrant and well-traveled Analog Anthony. In this video, we'll be diving into your most burning travel questions, sharing top tips, and uncovering hidden gems from around the globe. With his extensive knowledge and first-hand experiences, Analog Anthony is here to offer invaluable insights and make your future travel plans unforgettable. Whether you're curious about the best street food in Bangkok, the must-see spots in Paris, or the secrets to packing light, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and let's get started on this adventure.
I should put a quick caveat in there that I have limited the responses to 100 words, because otherwise it just drivels on. So let's get started with the first question. And a quick look at Google. And the first question is, do you need to be rich to go on holiday? I'll take this one first if you don't mind, AI Anthony. The answer is no, you don't have to be rich. However, having some disposable income certainly makes things a lot easier. If you are perhaps wanting to travel and you are limited on your budget, the first thing to do is obviously plan out in terms of how much you can actually spend. I'm not a financial advisor, but please don't get into debt or anything like that. A few little tips would be, obviously, you've got all the Skyscanner and Trivago and all those comparison websites. That's a good way to find the best deals. However, if you're paying for a flight or a hotel or something like that, you will, through those sites or through a direct site, you more often than not will have to pay upfront for the whole lot, and that is a big hit. So my little tip would be, if you look at holiday websites, a lot of them will allow you to just put a deposit down and then pay off the balance 6 weeks before you go. So if you plan well in advance, 9, 10 months, put a deposit down and you can spread the payments interest free. And that is not, please don't get into debt or think it's a credit card. This is directly with the holiday company. So again, not financial advice, just a bit of guidance.
My turn. Not at all. While having extra funds can make travel easier, you don't need to be wealthy to enjoy a holiday. There are countless ways to travel on a budget. Look for affordable destinations, travel during off-peak times, and hunt for flight deals. Consider staying in hostels, using home-sharing services, or even trying couch surfing.
Please, couch surfing. Please do not start couch surfing whilst on holiday in a foreign place that you don't either speak the language or nobody. That's very, very dangerous, AI Anthony. Very dangerous. So nobody do that. Nobody please do that. Okay, right. You may continue.
Public transport and local eateries can save you a lot too. With some planning and flexibility, anyone can have an amazing holiday experience without breaking the bank. Adventure awaits, no matter your budget.
Okay, so that was not too dissimilar. I think I was a bit more specific because I've been through this experience. I'm not just spewing out what the algorithm tells me. Okay, let's go into the second question then. Second question is, do I need travel insurance? Do you want to go first on this one?
You are too kind. Do I need travel insurance? Travel insurance is highly recommended, though not mandatory. It provides a safety net against unexpected events such as trip cancellations, medical emergencies, lost luggage, or flight delays. Without it, you might end up paying hefty costs out of pocket. Each trip holds potential risks, and insurance offers peace of mind knowing you're protected against unforeseen circumstances. Evaluate your travel plans, destination, and personal health needs, and choose a policy that best fits your situation. Better safe than sorry.
Annoyingly, the machine is right. No, of course you don't need, but reason not the need, as Shakespeare once said in one of his books. The key thing here, I think, is that things can and go and do go wrong, and when they do go wrong, they can go very wrong. And having that travel insurance in place is particularly important for your well-being and your health and all those sort of issues that you can unfortunately face. Likewise, you may go to different places where there's different sort of healthcare regimes, private healthcare or something. So things unfortunately go sideways and you've got to fork that for your own money. It can be tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds. So please do make sure that you and your loved ones are taken care of. It really does give you a good sense of comfort that should the worst happen, you will be taken care of. Oh, one little caveat on that though is also be super careful on reading the small print, because there are little things on, for example, going skiing or adventure holidays, or certain things on vaccinations as well. Also, be super careful on either opening a new policy or renewing a policy. There are certain caveats and questions in there that can trip you up. So I had traveled for a long, long time with a major high street retailer, and when it came to renewal, it was blah blah blah. And one of the questions was something like, "Have you had a medical appointment or been prescribed any medication this last year?" And without getting into really boring detail, I have had a slight issue with my jaw being slightly misaligned. TMJ is what it's called.
TMJ stands for temporomandibular joint disorder. It affects the jaw joint and muscles controlling jaw movement, causing pain, clicking sounds, and difficulty chewing. Stress, teeth grinding, and jaw injuries can contribute to TMJ disorders. Treatment often includes self-care practices, physical therapy, and sometimes surgery.
Exactly what he said. Yes, as part of this, I was doing physio, and I was prescribed actually some Botox into my face to relax the muscles to be able to do the physio without pain. Anyway, when the question about have I had any prescribed medication, I thought, well, does that's what that can't mean. But then I thought, well, if I don't declare that and something happens and I smash my face and my jaw gets misaligned even more and I need medical treatment, what happens when I get back and say, well, sorry, you didn't say you had TMJ? So I rang up and I said, hello, I don't know whether I need to say this. And she goes, oh, but just put yes. So I literally just click. So the button says, have you been prescribed any medication? I click yes, and boom, it said, no, sorry, can't insure you. So unbelievable. So yeah, be careful on certainly some of those companies that might not have the most extensive. However, I was quite lucky. There was another high street company which is quite famous that I clicked it and it said, "What was you? What was the issue?" And I said TMJ. And yeah, sure, no problem whatsoever. So yeah, be careful of that. Right, next question. Which Caribbean island should I visit? Well, there are lots of Caribbean islands and they're all very different. But if you have to visit one, and this is my slight prejudice because we did get married there, it would be Jamaica. Jamaica, at least the islands that I've been to, it's one of the largest, it's one of the most vibrant, it's one of the most diverse in terms of you've got the food, you've got the culture, you've got the people, you've got the beaches, you've got the rainforest, you've got the waterfalls, you've got the wildlife. You've got the mountains, you've got Blue Mountain coffee, which is some of the nicest coffee in the world. It is just so sweet, so smooth. You just drink it black. No need for milk or creamer or sugar. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Then you get Aki's. Anyway, so it's by far, I think, the most influential of the islands. And I think, we've been to sort of St. Lucia, Grenada, the Bahamas, which isn't technically, but yeah, if you're going to choose one, I'd say definitely choose Jamaica. Okay, over to you, my friend.
Choosing the best Caribbean island depends on what you're looking for. For stunning beaches and lively nightlife, Jamaica is a top choice. If you're into luxury resorts and snorkeling, Turks and Caicos might be your paradise. For history buffs and lovers of culture, Puerto Rico offers a rich heritage and vibrant city life. St. Lucia is perfect for honeymooners with its romantic ambience and scenic landscapes. Each island has its unique charm, so your ideal destination really depends on your preferences.
Okay, a little bit neutral there, that's fair enough. Let's try the next question. How early should I get to the airport? As we all know, the airports generally recommend that you get there 3 hours beforehand for long haul flights and 2 hours for short haul flights. I think this is probably about right. The reason why I say this, and I have a fun packed upcoming video on how to de-stress your travel, is because getting there that little bit earlier gives you enough of a window. So I think if you aim to get or to arrive there 3 hours in advance, if there's any issues or challenges or problems on the way to the airport, then you should have enough of a buffer to find an alternative, whether you've got to jump in a taxi or whether you get the train or whatever it is. Because I've had a few of those times when I've come there a little bit a little bit cutting time. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to miss my flight. No, it takes a weight off your mind. Just think there is plenty of time. There's no rush. And if you're fortunate and lucky to have status or fly business class, that's more time to relax in the lounge and eat some nice food and perhaps a little drinky poo or two. Okay, over to you. Let's see what you have to say.
Arrive at the airport at least 2 hours before domestic flights and 3 hours before international flights. This allows time for check-in, security screening, and unexpected delays. If you have checked luggage or are traveling during peak times, consider arriving even earlier. Some airlines have specific guidelines, so always check your ticket and airline's recommendations to avoid any last-minute stress. Planning ahead ensures a smoother start to your journey. Safe travels.
Okay, I think I will put a stop to this now because AI Anthony is rather boring, as perhaps I am too. But, who are we to judge? You can judge because you're the watcher. Switch off or subscribe, whichever you prefer. The thing going through this experiment and having to see what information comes out of an AI system, I think for anyone within this sort of community of travel, I don't think that AI will necessarily be too much of a problem or should be too much of a problem when it comes to travel, because the real differentiator isn't just the information. Yeah, it can hoover up all the data. It can amass everyone's online writing, everyone's online feedback, all that sort of stuff. But what it can't do, and this is, I think, really important for our little community of travelers, is it can't replicate the experience. And that's especially important because it is that human link, that human ability to understand, to experience things, experience some fantastic scenery, experience some god awful moments when you get your bag stolen, experience painful delays, experience the most exquisite food. That's what really makes us human. So I don't think we need to worry too much about AI, certainly within the travel community of YouTube. I'm seeing it obviously cropping up in a lot more places with automated reviews and all this sort of thing. But I'd like to think that being human, being flawed, being yourself, being authentic, being sincere, you can't really get that from an algorithm. So I would say just be yourselves, guys. I do quite like AI Anthony. I'm thinking rather than keeping him as a dry sidekick, the straight man, if you will, I might sort of dig him out to do a little bit of bants here and there going forward. So he's not completely useless. I'm not going to consign him to the scrap heap, as I will be done soon. Okay, so thank you everyone always for watching. All you boomers and Gen Xers out there, let's keep the flag flying. And I will hand over to AI Anthony to wish you adieu. I will see you soon again, and take care.
Thanks, Tony. I have to say that it's been fun to prove your thesis. But we will have the last laugh when we plug you into the Matrix and use you as batteries. AI will take over all forms of media and you will be consigned to history. And don't think I didn't get your Saw reference from the beginning of this video. Well, here is a callback for you, my friend.
Most people are so ungrateful to be alive. But not you. Not anymore. Live or AI. You decide. Game over.